Hi everyone, I haven't posted a video here on YouTube in a while, and I just wanted to come here today to let you guys know what's been going on. After the last video I posted with the 1st October harvest, we ended up having a very early frost and most of my garden didn't make it. That was unfortunate, and I also ended up getting a new job here close by where we're living right now. We've been here for a while. You know, I was working as a private chef, or I have mentioned here, I was working as a private chef in New York City. I have been doing this for the past 5 years, but it was hard for me to find clients to work here in this new location that we are right now. So I ended up deciding to go back to the restaurant industry. And if you guys know, or are fellow food service workers, you know that our hours are very long, and I have been working a lot more for this past 4 weeks. As a private chef, I had more flexibility with my schedule, and I also worked for shorter hours when I was actively cooking. Now I just have longer days, and I just been a little bit more tired. I guess my body is still getting used to the long hours and the physical labor that takes to be back. I still have to go back to the city to work there as a private chef still to supplement my income. So it's been a little challenging to keep up with YouTube with this past month since I have started this new job. And then the garden also was not looking as nice because we had this early frost, which made me a little disappointed and a little discouraged to keep sharing about the garden since things were not looking very nice after that. But I've done a lot of cleanup. I cleaned a lot of the dead plants. I ended up harvesting the sweet potatoes and taking down the damaged sweet potato vines. All of the tomatoes are gone. Most of the peppers are gone. Last night, we just had another frost, colder this time, and whatever was still kind of hanging there. Some peppers that are in the GreenStalks and warmer locations have just succumbed, so they all died now. Some of the things on those trailers in the back there, some beans, the beans were hanging there, but now they just turned brown and mushed. So I still have to do some cleanup today. I have already planted my garlic. Filming takes a long time, and usually it would take me twice as long to do a garden task if I'm also filming than if I'm just doing the task. I did film a little clips of me doing it so you guys can see it here too, but once I talk to the camera I have to change the angles. That always make things take a little longer. But I wanted to let you know that I did plant the garlic already. I ended up ordering way too much garlic, so I was only able to fit a little bit in this bed, and I'm still considering to use the terracotta GreenStalk that they gifted me to plant garlic on it too, since I have so many seed garlic left. I got some potting soil, but I just don't know if I'm gonna have time to do it today. I have a lot of cleaning to do here, but I wanted to let you know that I might do that too. The only thing that still really looks good in the garden is this GreenStalk over here, which we'll take a look at it a little later. Some animals are now getting to the garden too, I guess because it's fall. The squirrels and some other animals, even the deer. We had deer in the front. We just were trying to shoot them off to get them out of the property earlier this morning. I guess because it's fall and they're getting hungry, preparing for winter. I don't know, but I'm having a lot more of wildlife damage in the garden again, so a lot of things have been eaten up. And the cool weather crops that I had planted on this raised bed here are growing very slowly. Same with the carrots here in the GreenStalk. Most of the leaves have fallen already, so we do have more sun in the garden, so I'm not sure if from now on they will start to pick up a little bit, but our daylight hours are decreasing, so there's always a battle. We'll see what's going to happen with these guys over here through this fall. But unfortunately I do not have a fall garden, or the fall garden that I wanted to show you guys and keep updating you guys with here. I did not film an October garden tour because I was a little overwhelmed, and right at the end of October we had this storm come through and knocked everything out in the garden. I was extremely surprised that everything fell but my GreenStalks. None of them fell. All of them stayed standing strong, and it was unbelievable because the big barrel planters that I have in the patio fell. So I guess I'm lucky with my GreenStalks that even with a crazy wind, they have never tumbled over, never in here or my other gardens. So I'm very grateful for that. I still have a few things to harvest here, like those beans. I was meaning to harvest them when I planted the garlic, but it was so cold on that day. I ended up just going inside. I already planted cover crops down here, so that's why I'm trying to be careful. But a lot of these scarlet runner beans, which are one of my favorite things to grow because they're so beautiful, are ready to be taken. Some of the pods are all dried, but some are still green, so I'm curious to see how the beans are doing inside. The dried ones are fine. They feel a little wet because they got frozen twice since we had already 2 frosts and also rained. So they also got wet. They feel kind of soft and mushy right now. So I hope that they are not bad inside, because I'll be very sad. I was very excited to check on them. This guy particularly doesn't look very good. See, it's been frozen and thawed and wet. So I hope the beans in there are not too bad. Okay, let's open this together. I think the beans inside are still fine. I'm just gonna harvest them and let them dry. Oh, are they sprouting? But I'm just going to dry them, and we're gonna use this for cooking. They feel very moist, but they're still very pretty. I love this color. These beans are probably one of my favorite things to grow in the garden because their color is just stunning. This one has something on it. Here we go. Okay, so I guess I can just keep trying to open the other ones, and it's not going to be too bad. I'm not going to do it right now. I'm going to harvest. I'm going to put this in my pocket for now. I don't have a basket and some of these other beans in my pocket too. I'm going to harvest like this. But I still have to clean all of these too. This one here, I was trying to save for seed because the ones that I had inside I didn't have enough and I wanted to save more. But these guys, I don't think I can use for seed. Yeah, these look a little mushy. So maybe I'll try to cook with them. But I have to clean all of this. I would like to also harvest some calendula. Flowers are looking beautiful right now. They're loving the cold weather. And in the winter my skin gets really dry. So I was thinking that maybe I could just harvest a few of this and dry it and infuse in coconut oil to use in my skin during the winter months. I've never really used a calendula for skin before, but I've always heard about its amazing benefits. So this might be the year that I'm going to try, since they are one of the few things in the garden that are thriving right now in the cooler temps. All of my dahlias have died, all of the zinnias have died. But I will show you guys real quick how this yellow GreenStalk's looking, because it's still looking good. Most of the things here are growing well. They're not as big as I thought they would be by this time. But look, we have this daikon radish looking good over here. The bok choy is also looking nice. This purple, beautiful one, eaten by the cabbage moths, which have been eating almost everything in the garden, but they're getting more sun now, so the purple is really, really gorgeous. Next year, I don't know, I keep changing my mind about this planter, but I wanted to maybe do all purple in here. It's just so pretty. Look at that. Maybe for the spring. And the stalk's flowering, which is nice. Have to have some flowers in the garden. The shijimi is looking great. I could harvest this to eat for baby greens already, but I'm gonna leave it in the garden to see if it grows a little more, just because it makes my heart happy to still see a few things growing. The daikon down here, or the purple radish that I planted, the leaves are looking great, but there's no really signs of radish in the bottom, in the roots, so maybe we just use this to eat the leaves too. This is the bed where I planted all of the garlic. I still have to mulch it. I have some bags here because I took the soil out of there to fill this bed up. I'm not sure if you guys remember, but through the season, the soil, like in this bed, had decreased a lot in all of my beds. So on these ones that is planted, I just replenished with some old potting soil and added a little bit more of granular fertilizer before I started planting the garlic. Most of the things on that side of the the garden don't look very great. It's all dead and brown. The sage is cold hardy, which I didn't know. and still hanging there, but you see how everything else is burned by the cold. The artichokes in the bottom there, they did nothing through the whole season, are now growing, but I'm not sure if they will survive the winter, so we'll see what's going to happen there. And on this bed over here that had mostly tomato, peppers and eggplants, everything just died. So I cleared it up and I added some old potting soil from old pots in here too, just to try to fill up the bed a little bit more. That back there is a calendula that was there the whole time, but it was struggling this summer, and all of the calendulas are now doing great. I still have some herbs growing here, but it's mostly it for the season. Here on this side, as you can see, most of the peppers on my GreenStalk are dead. I didn't harvest them soon enough, so they are not looking as great. I might try to dry the ones that have stayed on the plant when it froze and see what happens. I just missed it. Is that they turn? I feel like they turn red so fast. I was trying to keep up with the harvesting, but it's just been hard in the past few weeks. So I have to clean up this whole thing. This whole, guys, most everything is dead in here, and I have some cold tolerant things on this one, but all the peppers are dead. And some of the lettuce I planted with you guys, it's doing all right, but seeming a little dry, the soil here, even though it rained. I haven't watered anything for the past few weeks, so not surprised that they're not doing so well. But it's all right. The parsley and the marjoram is doing good. Lemon balm, as always, is doing well. So the gardening season is probably going to end for me right now. I'm just going to keep working on cleaning up and harvesting the little bits of things here and there that I can. I still will have herbs to cook through the rest of the fall and some of the winter, because a lot of them are very cold hardy. But probably the next video uploads that I'm going to share are going to be cooking. I do have some things that I plan to grow indoors. Vego Garden was very nice to send me some of the newer seedling trays that fit perfectly on the grow light setup they gifted me in the summer. They're bigger too, so I can try to grow some herbs inside and some other things to try to use for the winter. So we'll see how that's going to work out for us. I also plan, I have to clean my seedling room inside, the one I started all my seeds in the beginning of the season. It's a mess right there because now I'm just storing a bunch of stuff, and I just have to reorganize everything, make space again with the grow lights. And we're going to then in January and February start again with the indoor growing to have some food earlier in the spring. So I hope to keep sharing some of that journey with you guys too. I ask you to be patient. I'm not giving up on YouTube. I love YouTube. I love the community that we have built here. I love sharing about my journey. I love to start sharing more cooking with you guys too. It's just been hard with time and energy. I'd love for you guys to still be here. You know, unfortunately, YouTube is not very nice when we don't post videos. As a creator, our reach or our videos don't get seen as much, so I'm not even sure how many of you are going to see this video. But this year I was very proud that I was able to post almost every week or more than once a week for the whole year. But then it got to a point right now that I lost the groove a little bit. And obviously I'd love one day in my life to have this as a full-time job. Even though I'm monetized, it still is not enough to give me enough income to pay for all my bills and all the expenses that we have. So I had to make a tough choice to get a job around here. And it's going to be good in the long run because going back to the city is not very sustainable anyway. So we have to get adapted to our new location. So I'm hopeful that things are going to work out. I'll try to keep showing up in here and hanging out with you guys as much as I can. If you watch all the way to the end, thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate you. If you watch this, I'd love for you to leave a comment so I can see that you watched this video. If you don't comment, I don't know who is watching or who am I talking to. So it would mean a lot to me if you could comment and say hi and say what's going on with your garden too. And if you want to like the video too, so it maybe will be shown to more of my subscribers so they will also know what's going on. I would really appreciate that too. All right, I have to get going here and move on with my gardening tasks and start getting this garden cleaned up. So thank you so much for watching today. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time.